Hello and welcome to ISTV News. I'm Surbula Kangabom. Let's look at the top stories. MSU bans further excavation works at Tombishana School compound, says research for more skeletal remains must be conducted. And now the news in detail. All Manipur Students' Union MSU has banned all construction activities of Tombishana market with immediate effect. Besides, the human skulls and skeletal remains recovered from the campus of the former Tombishana High School should be thoroughly probed, and meanwhile meticulous search for further skeletal remains under the ground of the campus should be conducted, MSU demanded, and warned that unless the government takes up necessary steps to carry out these things, the union will launch intense agitation. A team of MSU volunteers led by the union's advisor today went and inspected the compound of the school where the skulls and the skeletal remains were discovered. The MSU team put a stop to all the works going on there in connection with the construction of market in order to pave way for search for further skeletal remains and skulls there. The team had talked with the officials of PWD in this regard and agreed that their work will be stopped. Advisor of MSU, Irengbam James Bond, said there are reports of more than 1,600 persons who have been forced to disappear under AFSPA in Manipur. The recovery of skulls and skeletal remains from Tombishana High School will surely be linked to the missing reports, he said.
Mafam Masidasu Masidigi Hona Tabapulep Nepakanda, Makata, Atopa body sing Mongani have a Satoje, Masi sing the Koina Laira Habadusu, Tito Okanda, Akoida Lajariba, at Samam Nava, Adegi Koida Signazari Bashi, Kon Birgadi, Masi Akoyam, Paganin Kanze Aduga, Masida, Government of Manipurna, Masida Initiative Log the Taragadi, Koigi, victim family, Lishingamaga Satruk Hena, a Lairaba, whereabout, Kangana Laiba, mission the victim family, Koina Raganda. Manipur Makal Makari agitation Taurokanda, Akoina, Government of India, Masi Tuna, Tidona Vidanta, General Appeal.
At least 10 trainee video journalists are going to be appointed for the ISTV News soon. Those graduates, preferably in mass communication or journalism, who have good command over English and Hindi, may apply along with their biodata to the news producer of ISTV News as soon as possible. Preference will be given to those who have some amount of experience as journalist, electronic or print. Candidates among the trainees whose performance are found to be impressive will be absorbed as regular staff. For details, the news producer of ISTV News may be contacted. MLA of Mao Assembly Constituency, L. Diko, has appealed to the youths to participate actively in social works in order to bring about a new change and development in the state. He said this at the Golden Jubilee celebration of Simai Youth and Students Union held at Simai Kaiko School in Senapati district yesterday. President of Paumai Naga Union, A. Dani, villagers and a large number of students of 7 schools took part in the celebration. As part of the celebration, a Jubilee monolith was unveiled by the chief guest, MLA L. Diko, and the guest of honor, President of PNU, A. Dani. The two opened the celebration by unfurling the union's flag. Besides, a science exhibition was also inaugurated. Addressing the gathering, MLA Diko said, fixing responsibilities only to the MLA and the government as they are the representatives of people is not the right way. It will hamper in bringing about development in the state. It is high time for the youth to participate in social works in order to bring about development in the state.
What we'll do? We don't know. See, we are strong. We are a village, we are a community, we are from a region. We can't compete people. But if you are specialized, in your own field, education, nobody will stop. Nobody can stop you.
Employees of Imphal Municipal Council today staged a sit-in demonstration at the gate of the council, protesting the alleged plan for shifting of the office of the IMC from the present site to Lamphel by the government. The protester kept the gate of the office locked during the protest. Representatives of Imphal Municipal Council Employees Union and Imphal Municipal Council Pensioner Association took part in the demonstration. Speaking to the media person, a protester said, the initiative taken up by the government about the shifting of IMC's office at Lamphel is against the will of the employees. If the government fails to withdraw the decision of shifting the office at Lamphel, the employees will launch an intense agitation, he warned.
Imphal Municipal Employees Union ga Imphal Municipal Employees Pensioner Association ga samna jaraga akoi honorable councillor sing ju invite tawjabani haibe punna phaminaraga akoi gi office kal hauna ba hairana gi damata samjang ba khongjangni aduna khoi na ngasi phami ba dana se municipality si pham segi hongdok pidana ba government na cabinet decision lawi ba khongom ma se hongdok pina ba hairana khoi na wakat information chathajabani.
According to reports received from the police, a combined team of Taubal Police Commando and 22 Assam Rifles recovered arms and ammunition during a search operation conducted yesterday in and around fishery farm of Khoidum Lake. The seized arms and ammunition are 1 lethal gun, 2 live rounds, 1 9mm pistol, 1 magazine, 2 grenades, 1 smoke grenade, and 6 live rounds of AK-47 rifles. All the arms and ammunition were found hidden near the lake, the report added. While the shortage of PG doctors in the state is acute, a recent order by the Director of Regional Institute of Medical Sciences, Imphal, cancelling the 5 sponsored students of RIMS for PG courses have disturbed the students of the institute. Graduate and undergraduate students of RIMS today staged a sit-in protest in front of the institute Jubilee Hall. Talking to ISTV News, a student protester said, out of 140 seats for PG courses at RIMS, 50% is reserved for students from all over India. From the remaining 50%, 16 seats are reserved for students of RIMS, and 5 seats are sponsored seats for RIMS. Meanwhile, the director has issued an order cancelling the sponsored seats of RIMS students and handed over the seats to other students. The student appealed to the director to rescind the order as soon as possible.
Akogi satra sing RIMS ki satra sing maru oina hana dagi sit wat laga lay PG ki sit masdai da wat lingai mathak sida akogi RIMS ki oiba sponsor sit se hadak tagi tokhrabani na akogi RIMS da pibagi mahutta ngasagi non RIMS haina atopa mafam dadi non EMS adegi non RIMS kaina leitaba aduga RIMS dana ngasagi non RIMS haina pusalaga sit manga akogi watana lairiba yamna sotharaba PG gi sit matang jam sothana lairiba sida amu kothokhibaje masi tasing yaningde aduna masi concern authority sina sigumba gi matang si phajana analyze to birga masi yade haina amu han review to bibaje abuni pamjabani.
A social service camp was held at RIMS today in connection with the valedictory function of the 3-day leadership camp organized by All Manipur Students Union. Successful candidates of students' election of higher secondary, college and Manipur University also took part in the camp. President of AMSU, Thiam Nares said, since RIMS Hospital carries out treatment for people, keeping its surrounding neat and clean is necessary. It is not clear what the RIMS authority and IMC are doing. During the camp, they will try to clean the campus entirely. Now moving on to national and international news. Items resembling an emergency slide, plane door and other objects were spotted in the sea during an aerial search on Tuesday for missing Air Asia flight QZ8501, Indonesian officials said. An AFP photographer on the search flight that spotted the possible debris said he had seen objects in the sea resembling a life raft, life jackets and long orange tubes. Indonesian Air Force officials Agus Dwi Putranto told reporters, "We spotted about 10 big objects and many more small white-colored objects which we cannot photograph. The position is 10 kilometers, 6 miles from the location the plane was last captured by radar," he said. Putranto displayed 10 photos of objects resembling a plane door, emergency light, and a square box-like objects. "It is not really clear. It could be the wall of the plane or the door of the plane," he said. "Let's pray that those objects are what we are really trying to find," he said in Pakalanbun in central Kalimantan on the island of Borneo. AirAsia flight QZ8501 disappeared Sunday morning over the Java Sea with 162 people on board. The search is focused on waters around the islands of Bangka and Belitung in the Java Sea across from Kalimantan. The Airbus A320-200 operated by Indonesia AirAsia lost a radar contact in poor weather on Sunday morning during a flight from the Indonesian city of Surabaya to Singapore. The plane could be at the bottom of the sea, Solistio said on Monday. What happened to flight QZ8501, which had sought permission from Indonesian air traffic control to ascend to avoid clouds, is still a mystery. Around 30 ships and 21 aircraft from Indonesia, Australia, Malaysia, Singapore, and South Korea would search around 10,000 square nautical miles on Tuesday, officials said. They said the sea there was only 50 to 100 meters deep, which would be in a help in finding the plane, which was carrying mainly Indonesian. The U.S. military said the USS Samson, a guided missile destroyer, would be on the scene later on Tuesday. The U.S. Defense Department said assistance to Indonesia could include some air, surface, and subsurface detection capabilities. A week after Jammu and Kashmir delivered a fractured verdict, there is still no government in the state, but largest party People's Democratic Party or PDP has said it is weighing the option of a grand alliance with the National Conference and the Congress. A grand alliance with PDP, National Conference and Congress as partners is also an option, said PDP spokesman Naim After, to form a stable government and also fulfill the aspirations of all the regions of the state. The National Conference Omar Abdullah, who resigned as Chief Minister last week, tweeted, "The BJP has lashed out at the proposal, saying it is the Congress ploy to stay relevant in a state where it has won only 12 seats." State BJP leader Bali Bhagat also called such an alliance anti-Jammu. The party has won all its 25 seats from that region and none from the Kashmir Valley. The BJP, which has only 3 seats less than the PDP's 28, says that mandate means it must play a role in government. 26/11 accused Zaki-ur-Rehman Lakhvi has been detained for the second time in Pakistan a day after a court cancelled government orders to keep him in prison even after he was granted bail on December 18. A new case was registered against Lakhvi hours after the Islamabad High Court suspended his detention and ordered his conditional release yesterday. The terror mastermind has been booked for allegedly kidnapping a man named Anwar. A furious India had on Monday summoned Pakistan High Commissioner Abdul Basit to register its protest against the court order that would allow Lakhvi to walk free. Lakhvi last night submitted a 1 million rupees surety bond and was to be freed from a jail in Rawalpindi but was re-arrested before that. A Pakistani officials had been quoted yesterday saying that the Lashkar-e-Taiba commanders released would draw flack from the world, especially India. While fresh chicken in the wholesale market is sold for rupees 80 to 90, the chicken which died during transit is sold for rupees 40 to 50. The cheap chicken is a hit amongst retailers and small food stalls owners. 2 retailers in Delhi even admitted to buying and selling dead meat which is later sold as momos. The stale chicken was even seen being taken to retail shops where the owner mixed it with fresh meat and preserved it in deep refrigerator, making it impossible for a customer to distinguish between the two. As the customers got to know about the shocking revelation, they demanded action against the shopkeepers. "I will go back right away. Action should be taken against such shopkeepers," a customer who bought 1 kg chicken from the store said. According to doctors, one becomes prone to foodborne infections, bacterial infections, diarrhea, dysentery, and diseases like jaundice on consuming infected chicken. At a time when hospitals have been put on high alert due to the rising cases of swine flu, such spurious chicken being sold in markets is a matter of grave concern. Continuing its slide for the 5th consecutive day, the rupee lost 10 paise to over 30-month low of 63.77 against the US dollar in early trade today at the interbank foreign exchange market due to sustained year-end demand for the American currency from importers. Gallows to the December 16 gang rape, convicts and high-profile matters relating to defamation, bribery allegations, overseas funding of major political parties and policy issues kept the Delhi High Court busy in 2014, during which Congress chief Sonia Gandhi and her son Rahul also sought relief in the National Herald case. And before we wind up, the top stories once again. EMSU bans further excavation work at Tombisina School compound, says research for most skeletal remains must be conducted. Thank you for joining and keep watching for more news.